This recording will go over Summer Pharmacology 2020 testing information. So as you already know, Summer 2020 Pharm is a hybrid course with lectures being presented asynchronously online and testing being held on campus. And I have here again the dates for on-campus testing. All exams begin at 8 a.m. This is the same as the same dates that are listed in your syllabus and the schedule also. So all exams begin at 8. You'll be notified ahead of time which classroom you are to report to. All students must park in the Building B parking lot and enter through Building B. Students must have on face masks, and they also must sign in and get their temperature taken when coming into the building. So please plan accordingly, as check-in may take some time, right? So you want to get in and make sure that you actually arrive to the classroom and are seated and not out of breath rushing in right before an exam, right? Give yourself time for that check-in process and to be able to get settled in to the classroom. If you are late, you will not be permitted to enter the classroom. So you may say, my temperature wasn't scanning. You know, that to me is not something that's going to hold you up for 10 minutes or something of that sort. So if you're late, if you get to the classroom and it's 8:02 and the door is closed and the exam has begun, you're going to have to turn around, leave the building. You're going to have to leave back through Building B and shoot me an email, right? You're not going to be permitted to come into the classroom late. Once the test begins, that door is closed. You're not able to enter. You will need to make arrangements for a makeup exam with me if you do miss, if you're not on time, and that makeup exam has to be taken within 24 hours. You'll also receive the 5% deduction for taking an exam late, and if you don't make it up within 24 hours, you'd receive a grade of 0 for the exam. We've talked about this in the syllabus during the video and actually printed on the syllabus, but a reminder, all assignments, both graded and incomplete, must be completed to the instructor satisfaction in order to be able to take scheduled exams. So if you have any missing assignments, everything has to be made up prior to the exam. If it's late, you're not going to get a grade for it, right? If it's not turned in on time, you don't get the points. But it still has to be done, and it has to be done it has to be quality work. So you can't just, put something together really quick and turn it in and say I did it. You can't make a discussion board post that's 5 words long and say, well, I did my post. It has to meet the standards that I think it needs to meet in order to be an acceptable assignment. So any student who's behind on assignments, it's exam day, they need to take exam day to catch up on their assignments. And then they need to make up that exam within 24 hours, get the 5% deduction. Don't take it within 24 hours, you get a grade of 0. You must bring a calculator and 2 pencils with erasers with you to the test. I suggest 2 calculators. I've seen students go to do their math and their decimal point doesn't work on the calculator, or the battery died, within the 24 hours they last used it. So 2 calculators advised, but definitely 1. If you don't have a calculator and you don't have a buddy to borrow one from prior to the start of the exam, if you raise your hand and say, my calculator's not working, or I forgot it and the exam's going on, I can't help you. You're going to have to do longhand math, right? So bring a calculator, backup if you want, 2 pencils with erasers. Please don't bring book bags, books, notebooks, all that stuff with you. You're coming in specifically just to take the test. You're going to take the test and leave. So don't lug in a whole bunch of stuff with you. Just bring in what you need. No questions will be answered on the day of the exam. If you have questions while you're studying, please let me know. Email them to me. Post them on the discussion board for questions, and we can get those questions answered. But the morning of the exam, we're going to be in different classrooms. There's going to be no sort of discussion or clarification of topics at that point, right? After submitting the exam, you're expected to leave campus. Please do not congregate in the hallways. I know usually when exams get over, students, wait in the hallways, discuss answers, things of that sort. But with these circumstances, once you finish the exam, you need to exit the campus through Building B. You have to sign out prior to leaving immediately following the exam. Exam grades will be posted on Canvas within 24 hours of the exam. There will not be individual exam reviews. Any weak areas of the class as a whole will be addressed though, and any students who fail the exam will be assigned remediation. All students must remediate within the 2 weeks of the exam date and submit completed remediation prior to the next exam. Again, it is the student's responsibility to ensure remediation is submitted in a timely manner. If the remediation isn't done by the next exam, the student wouldn't be permitted to test. They'd have to take the exam day to catch up on remediation, and then take their exam within 24 hours for 5% deduction. If the exam is not taken within 24 hours, they would be given a grade of 0 for that exam.